Now we have in studio someone who we love having here. It's Myriam Joire. Now, Myriam, we normally have you with the phone. You're giving us something a little bit different today, which I like. This is good.
I can't do all the phones.
Can't do all the phones, and we need to switch it up a little bit. So this is the Master and Dynamic MH40. These are some monster headphones, and so you've got it in the box. What's it doing in the box?
Yeah, so I brought the box because I think you'll see the way it's presented is really quite beautiful. These are not, you said Monster headphones. I want to clarify, these are not made by Monster.
Right? No. I mean, Monster
Master,
big. I love them.
Master Dynamic is the brand, and it's really interesting. It's kind of a new brand that came out of nowhere. And those of you familiar with headphones know Bayer Dynamic is a long-time German brand. In fact, my favorite headphones are my Bayer Dynamic DT990 Pro, which I compared these two directly. So, you know, I'm pretty picky about audio quality.
Yes.
And I have to say that there are two things I love about these is the craftsmanship, and this is what is really uniquely beautiful about them. And then the sound quality is actually not an afterthought, which, you know, a lot of these kind of fancy, kind of retro-looking headphones today, or even, you know, the colorful Beats type headphones, I personally don't like the sound of them.
They're drivers shoved into a nice housing.
They're really too bassy, you know, this is extremely transparent. So let's open
Crack
it up.
it open.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you kind of have to do this to get it started, but you'll see like a beautiful, beautiful presentation here. And as you can see, they come in different colors too. So this is kind of a gunmetal gray a metal with black leather, and there's like a beautiful, if you go to the website, Ryan, there's a beautiful set of colors there. This one is my favorite scheme. I would love that one, the silver and brown. But anyway, let me take them out if you want to switch back to the view here. And here, as you can see, are the headphones. Everything is either made of metal or leather. There's not a single piece of plastic visible here, except for maybe the rubber around the cable. And then if you take this little box out here, there's two cables in here which are made out of fabric, which is really nice.
Tangle-proof.
One is super long, 4-prong to 4-prong with no controls on it. So if you have like a regular stereo, that's the one you want to use. And then there is a shorter version that's also 4-prong to 4-prong with a headphone and a microphone on it. And that's much shorter, so you can't really use that as your desk. And of course, you have the standard adapter for a big stereo jack. And this is really beautifully made. Even the connectors here, the casing on these is made of metal. So they've really gone all out. And so the other thing that's interesting, and let me show you a little up close, you can plug into either side.
Oh, nice.
Right?
I like that.
So they're labeled left and right, like you have to respect that. So this is left. So this is how they would go on, right?
But if you've got one of those PCs that's on the wrong side.
But if you have a piece on one side, you can connect. And here's the best part. You can have somebody else plug into the other jack and listen simultaneously. And because it's a 4-prong, they can remote control if they have a control on it.
I don't think I want that.
So it's a very interesting approach. And as you can see, everything is super premium. Hold them, you'll see how beefy and nice these feel.
These actually feel much more solid than they looked.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
So, originally when these were announced and I saw the pictures, I thought it's all about the looks and the materials.
It's comfortable.
Kudos to them. But I was like, what's it going to sound like? And I have to report that they're not quite as good in terms of sound quality as my Bayer Dynamic 990 Pros, but they're damn close. They're super neutral. You can listen to all kinds of genres of music on this without any emphasis on any particular frequency band. They're very efficient. They can be driven by a phone easily. In fact, on my Mac, most of the time, I had to have it on the first little setting of volume to be comfortable. And in fact, I had to lower the iTunes volume so I could have a bit more range to play with. So they're pretty efficient. They use a 45mm driver. Which is, kind of on the bigger side these days, which is great. And then the other thing that's cool, if you want to bring back a close-up view, Brian, is there's a mute button here.
Oh, okay.
And it's a toggle,
and it's
purely physical. There's no electronics in here. It's just a cable that cuts out the sound so that since these are closed headphones, they do attenuate some of the outside noise. So say you're on the subway or something, there's a sudden announcement, and you don't have time to reach in your pocket or even reach the remote.
Just
reach to the back of the headphone, click on that thing, and you can potentially hear the end of the announcement.
Now, I noticed that the cups, they're a little smaller than what I expect on high-quality headphones. Are these comfortable over the ear?
Let me put them on so you can see that they cover the ears quite adequately.
No,
And right
but
now,
if you had really,
everything's
like I have
muffled.
big ears,
Do you
and
wanna
one of
try
the
them
problems
on?
I have is when I put them on, they tend to like, yes, it's on my earlobe right now, so after a while that I might start feeling that. But no, they feel really comfortable.
So perhaps not if you have big ears, but I'll be honest with you that they're also, in the same way as my Bayers are slightly better in terms of sound quality, my Bayers are also slightly more comfortable, slightly.
Okay.
I think that, these probably need a bit more use. I've used them about 2 weeks now, pretty much nonstop. Maybe like bending the band out a bit to loosen it up so that it doesn't put as much pressure on your ears might be something you want to do. But ultimately, I personally don't know if I would myself buy these because I already have something I really like. But if you're looking for really stylish...
Before we get there, wait, we got to tease the audience. That's how we do this here. So break down my pros and cons. If they only had 30 seconds to listen to you, what are the reasons why they would buy it? What are the things that you don't like?
Super stylish, absolutely gorgeously made, incredible top-notch build quality and materials. Okay. That's a pro. The other pro is sound quality. They're really good. They're really neutral. If you're looking for bass-heavy headphones, these are not yours.
Right.
Efficient. They can be driven by almost anything. Even the simplest phone will drive without any problems, which is great. The cons is the price, and I don't know if we have the price anywhere here. $399 is a little steep. I mean, I'll tell you what, you can spend a lot more than that, but I give you an example. Again, my reference, the Beyerdynamic DT990 Pro, they list for about $300, but you can buy them all day, all over the web, brand new for $150, $175. And at that price, they're unbeatable, right? So you're paying for those materials and the design and the beauty of it, right? So to me, that's a bit of a con because I think that, because they're not ultimately as good as my Bayers and as comfortable as my Bayers, I'm like, do I really want to spend that just for the looks and the materials? I don't know. So if you're really into style and design, this is probably something you're going to be willing to pay for. So I'd say the price is negative. And again, there's a bit of room for improvement on comfort, as you notice with bigger ears,
right? And
also the fact that for me, I'm not a big fan of closed because they kind of enclose your ears.
And yet it's giving you a stylish pair of headphones that's not compromising audio, which I like. That's good. I mean, that's a big step up from, I'm not going to name it, but another brand that's completely plastic, that's way overpriced and doesn't actually sound good if you want anything other than bass heavy music.
And of course, this nice little leather case too. I mean, not
it's
that
the little touches.
It's exactly the whole package. So ultimately, I think for myself, because I already have what I need, I wouldn't buy them, but I would recommend them absolutely. I would say it's a buy if you're looking for something to take you up a whole new dimension in terms of sound quality, in terms of looks and feel and materials and build quality. I can see these things lasting 20 years, no problem. Like they're built like tanks. If you drop these or whatever, I don't think anything is going to break.
Fantastic.
So
that's it.
Definitely a buy.
We've got a buy from Myriam Joire for the Master and Dynamic MH40 headphones. Stylish, good sounding, a little bit pricey, but again, you're always going to pay more for a high quality product. Myriam, we want to thank you. Of course, we love it every time you come on Before You Buy. You are often found on All About Android, but of course, we want them to go to your work wherever you can be found.
Sure.
Where do they go?
So I'll be found online on my blog and my Twitter, Tankgirl, TNKGRL. I have tankgirl.com as well. So think the comic book character, drop the vowels, you'll find me online. Twitter is probably where you're going to be finding most of my kind of like day-to-day activity. The blog is really more about the occasional product I don't review on Before You Buy, and my podcast. I have my own podcast. So if you don't get enough of me already on all the shows here at Twit, go find me on the podcast on tankgirl.com.
Myriam Joire, Tank Girl on Twitter. Remove all the vowels, and it's always a pleasure to speak with you. It's always just such a pleasure to have you share your knowledge about any product you bring on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.